everyone, I have been tagged by Charles over at Craving Shaving to do the one setup for the rest of the year challenge, I guess it is. But the premise is if you could only use one setup, meaning one razor, brush, soap, what would that be? Because I also shave my head, this really came down to I'm using SE. Now, if I wasn't a head shaver, I would probably go with something like, if I shave my face, I'd go with something like the WEC. Love this thing, the WEC or the IBC. One of those two would have been my choice. But as a head shaver, if I could only use one razor for the rest of the year, I would go with the trusty, well, if I were home, this is another caveat, if I were home, this is what I'd choose. I'd go with the Sabre, because I could use the L2 or L1 blade if I got a really bad shave and need a little bit something more mild, throw in the L1. Brush would be the classic, beautiful Deadpool brush from, I get that right here, Craving Shaving, over from Charles with, I don't know what knot this is, he doesn't carry these. And I would go with the bowl for when I want a bowl lather, copper captain's choice. I have a couple other bowls that I would think of using as well. While I was at home, like the PAA Scuttle, I use that at home and when I travel, I love that thing. But if I should go for one bowl for all soap types, captain's choice. And then the soap I would use, this may come as a surprise to some, not others, but I would go with PAA Scapali. While this is not my favorite all-time scent of soaps, this is in my top 2 favorite scents. It's absolutely fantastic. If you saw the story, or the start of my video when I first used Scapali, I mentioned that I went down and visited PAA. I was in Phoenix on vacation, and stopped at PAA, talked to Douglas and Fran, saw Huxley, and this is by the time that they were doing the pass around at a couple of the groups with Scapali, and I wasn't able to participate in the pass arounds. So I asked Douglas if he had any soaps that were made up, because I wanted to smell it at least, see what I was missing out on. And he had, I saw the aftershave, so I could smell it, and I smelled the aftershave, and I said, oh, wow, do you have any soap? And he had some soap made up that had been cured. And I said, okay, I know this isn't released yet, I know you haven't announced a release date, but can I buy this right now? I love this so much, I need to go home with this right now. And he didn't buy it, so I bought it early. Another reason I went with this over one of my absolute favorite scent, and if you've seen the video on this one won't be a surprise, my absolute favorite scent of all the soaps I own, WSP, Black Amber Vanilla. Love, love, love that thing. Now there's a reason which is quite, some may say petty, as to why I did not choose to go with Black Amber Vanilla as my one and only soap for a year. This is why I chose Scapali over Black Amber Vanilla. And that is simply due to the size of the container. With PAAs, and this is 5 ounces, it's a big container as you can tell, and here it is compared to the Sabre. Big container of soap. I can load a brush out of there, no problem. It's also soft soap if I want to scoop out and put it in a bowl like I did tonight and put it in a bowl and create my lather there, no problem. WSP While also an absolutely phenomenal performer. Y'all know I love WSP's base as well, whether it be their rustic or vegan or their formula T for tallow. WSP's in my top 5. But size of container, I have a hard time loading out of this, and it's a metal tin. So, I mean, I have, if you saw the video where I used the bay rum, the tin's dented on one of the sides here. They're not that durable. They can rust, they can mess up with your soap. So generally speaking, I do not load off the puck in WSP. Their soaps are a little harder. But I can't scoop them out and put them in a bowl. Have to be careful what bowl I use, but I can do it. That's the only reason that PAA went out over Black and Vanilla. And this was a hard choice. I mean, I love PAA, y'all know that. But it was a tough choice between, and there's a lot of soaps out there I absolutely love. Vanille's Pina Colada is probably my favorite gourmand scent. I love Lotus Eater Troll. Oh, that stuff is phenomenal. Only reason that Lotus Eater wasn't chosen is because there's no splash. I want a splash. Now I don't have a lot of matching splashes on my soaps. But you know, those times when you want to splash and want to smell good for a couple hours. I want the splash. The PAA, I can get the splash, the EDT, the cologne, the EDT, the cologne, the deodorant, I can get all that with Kabali. So that's kind of why I went with that as well. But yeah, that's why I went with what I went for the, if I was staying home for the rest of the year and can only use one set of gear. Now, if I were to travel, which once everything kind of gets back to normal, or the new normal, where we can go out and hop on a plane and go places like we need to for work and everything else, this list would be different. I can tell you right now, I will not be traveling with this brush. I like it too much. I would be devastated if it were to get lost or broken in travel. I've never had any brushes get broken or anything in travel, so that's not a huge deal, but you know, my suitcase has been misplaced a few times, or I've gotten it later. But then that brush is irreplaceable. I don't think I can convince Charles to make me a new one. So, if I had to choose a setup for staying at home and travel, Sabre would not be on the list either. I'm not traveling with my Sabre. I can't afford to buy another one right now. I wouldn't want to buy. I would definitely buy another one, but I don't want to have two of these laying around. So, if I had to use a setup for home use and travel, the razor I would use, no surprise to anybody here, Starling. This would be it. Again, because I shaved my head. If I didn't shave the head, I'd probably go with the Dolo. I have two of them. One of them still need to get rescaled. And I'd have one for home, one for travel. That's why I bought the second one. I love the Dovo. It's versatile. You can take a half DE or a Persona hair shaper blade. I have done a 1 pass with the grain on my head with the Dovo. That is not something for the faint of heart. Probably won't do it again. Or I might, I don't know. We shall see. And the brush, where did I put the brush? Again, no surprise here. Chop Shop travel brush from, again, Craving Shaving. Because of the Duro knot, and it's synthetic. Because I can throw it in the suitcase, done. And that's kind of why I went to synthetic instead of one of my hybrid knots or even a boar. And I love my synthetic brushes. I love the Duro knot. But I also really am enjoying boar brushes. And I love my hybrid synthetic badger knots as well that I have in 3 brushes. One from Craving Shaving, one from Rich Man Shaving, and one from Vanille. Great knots. But I wouldn't use a natural hair brush daily, or for the rest of the year, because I shave daily. And I want to make sure that the knot has enough time to dry properly for a natural hair brush. I absolutely love the way this soap smells. Oh, so good. Now, the soap I would use, if I could only take one and I can use it for home or travel, that one I'd probably go with Black and Vanilla, because in this instance the size is a winning factor because I can throw this in my top kit, have room for everything else. Although if I was taking one soap, I could use a larger container, but I'd probably take this one. Performance on WSP is phenomenal. You know, it's one of my top 3 bases, if not top 2. I absolutely love WSP. I think they're very underrated. And that beats out my other top favorite soaps, and in no particular order. Vanille, Sterling, Katie's Bubbles. Tabac is another one. I love Tabac. That's a new acquisition for me. Lotus Eater is another one. I'd love to do more Lotus Eater stuff. And I travel with WSP sample soaps, and I've used those all over the country, and they lather in every place I've been. I've had no issues creating a lather with WSP. In extremely hard water, in parts of Arizona, back east, California. It doesn't matter, it will lather like a champ. So will PAA, Vanille, Sterling, I mean, they all will. But if size were a factor, definitely WSP. And Capali just smells, it is phenomenal. It's dark, it's resin. kind of woodsy, just beautiful, beautiful scent. One that I have no issue wearing year round. I do wear it year round. For me, it's that darn good. Same with Black Camphor Vanilla. There we go. See if I can go without reopening that little spot on my chin where I got myself with the IBC the other day. I opened it last night with my my auto strop razor. I was using that, and I think I got the scab. It was starting to heal pretty decently, and I think I took it off. So maybe I'll jump around here. There we go. PAA is no slouch in performance. It is absolutely phenomenal. Love this stuff. We're going to do a lot of cleanup. That's a little bit my normal spots here. I don't need a lot of cleanup right here either. That's clean. Oh, I guess the blade, Gem PTFE. That'll be my blade for the rest of the year. I primarily shave with either a single-edged razor or a Chevette, like the WEC. I mean, if I'm using the WEC all year, I haven't tried the Kismet blades, so I can't speak on blades. But in here I have I'm gonna move the guard again. This is a Persona hair shaper. So I'd use that. I do want to try Kismet, but they're hard to get in the US. So this would probably be either this or the IBC would be my Chevette of choice if I didn't shave my head. Oh, also one aftershave, if you could do that. So the aftershave I would use Thayer's. This one's dang near gone. So I do some Thayer's. Probably gone tomorrow. Or after I shave my head. I'll throw in a little bit of Nivea balm. Not balm, cream. Man, my skin feels great. Another reason I choose PAA is the post shave is fantastic as well. Whether you use CK6, CK1, or the Crown King formula, doesn't matter. They're all really good. Same with WSP. Tallow-based, vegan-based, they're both fantastic. I wouldn't use the Nivea balm, I'd use the Nivea cream or Nivea cream for men. I'd use the cream if I were home. This big old container, I don't know how big this is. I've had this for a couple of years. 400 milliliters. Barely touched it. I've used this quite a bit. Now if I were doing a travel one, I would use the Nivea for men in the smaller containers, about the same diameter of the WSP soaps. Now for traveling aftershave, what I do is I get an atomizer. Oh yeah, oh. I get a traveling atomizer, probably from PAA. And get some of the black amber vanilla. And put in that to go along with my, go with the soap. Phenomenal. Or if I had to go with non-artisan, tobacco all the way. But anyway, that is what I would use for the rest of the year. Kind of cheated because I do travel extensively for work under normal circumstances. Now, as far as this tagging people, I'm going to tag Josh Hood over at Shootin' the Shave. Link to his channel below. I'm also going to tag Glenn Helly of Glenn Helly. Link to his channel below as well. And to Josh Morris, or Redbeard, I think is Redbeard Shades. He hasn't put out a video in quite a while. He's been doing a lot of personal couple things at home. You know, he recently moved. He's a respiratory therapist. With everything that's going on, he's definitely an essential employee. So I want to give a shout out to Josh and everyone else that is a first responder, delivery driver, you know, anyone that is deemed an essential employee, mail carriers. Thank you for everything you do. So I'm gonna tag Josh Morris, hopefully in an effort to get him making videos again. He already knows that the tag was coming. So links to all their channels below, links to the products below as well. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention, the bowl. This one's kind of a harder one because WSP is a harder soap. I would go with one of these. Not sure which one yet because I haven't used them in either one of these bowls very much recently, but either my Sterling Travel Bowl because it goes down flat, takes a very little space in my suitcase, or the Vanille silicone bowl because it takes a very little space in the suitcase. Be one of these bowls for travel. I could travel with the copper one from Captain's Choice, but I'm not gonna travel with the copper bowl. They're too nice, and I can replace these easier than I can the copper one. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, gentlemen. You are up. I look forward to seeing what you would use, and I look forward to seeing everyone else's video as well. So I will see you guys next week. I'm going to start. I did receive a couple things from Monica. Her Let's Beat This Pandemic soaps. I got some tester samples that she sent out of New Beginnings. My lighting is bad. So New Beginnings, Recovery, and the vaccine. So I'll be doing videos on these as well. And I'll probably end up doing one on this also. I won this in an Instagram giveaway. This is The Beach from Arsenal Grooming. And this smells phenomenal. I get a lot of coconut out of this. Beautiful smelling stuff. Haven't used it yet. So I'm going to do a week of haven't used products, and I may record the majority of those shits and just spread out the posting. But anyway, oh man, just opened up, got a good whiff. Phenomenal scent. Anyway, I'm rambling. We're trying to keep this under 25 minutes. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next week.